All right, guys. So, as requested by my boyfriend, I did shrimp and grits for him. And I did it a little different this time, but I used some frozen shrimp that already kind of had some garlic type seasoning on it. So that was a little different this time, but that's what I used here.
Why would you trust yourself? What is that supposed to mean? Well, sometimes we allow things to spin on us because we don't trust it if we try it.
Here I'm letting the shrimp go ahead and start cooking and getting a little color to them.
Trust you.
I use the garlic butter shrimp scampi. We're gonna go ahead and start the grits and let those start cooking. I never measure the grits, y'all. Or the water. I have to eyeball it. And y'all, I'm still getting used to this gas stove. This is my first time like ever cooking on a gas stove, so I wasn't quite used to the heat. I'm taking the shrimp out so I can go ahead and get the sauce started.
You know what they say. Money is the answer to 99 out of 100 questions. You see, that's why we should be sure that we're asking the right question. Isn't it? For your husband. Money's a tricky one.
So I'm gonna save all of the garlic and butter and flavor for the sauce that we're gonna make. I already cut up the beef sausage and the onions. And we're gonna let the sausage brown and let the onions kind of cook down and get some flavor going. Here I'm adding a little garlic paste. This is the first time I've actually used it. I've had it, but I wanted to use it here and see how it did. We're adding in some New Orleans Cajun seasoning. Adding in some chicken stock. What I like to do is get a nice amount of that going so we can stretch the sauce, and once it thickens, we'll have plenty of sauce for each dish. Adding in some heavy whipping cream. This is going to be a great consistency and it'll give it a nice creamy texture. Here I'm adding in some xanthan gum. I use this for gravies and sauces to help it to thicken up basically without using a flour. Here we're going to add a little bit of Cajun seasoning, well, a little bit more Cajun seasoning and a little bit of salt just to make sure that it has a nice robust flavor. Next, I'm going to turn down the heat and let that start to, actually the xanthan gum, it needs less heat for it to really start to thicken. So I like to let that sit and get nice and thick. Adding some butter to the grits. Making sure the grits have a nice thick consistency and they look pretty good. And we're going to check on the sauce, make sure it's getting nice and thick. For his plate, he likes a lot of heat, so I added some ghost pepper cheddar to his grits. So I cut up just a few cubes, well, slices for his grits. I'm going to add that into the pot and let that get melted. The grits are good consistency, so we're going to go ahead and put those in the bowl. One last stir to the sauce to make sure it's a nice consistency before we put it over the grits. So now we're going to add our sauce on top of our grits. I had a bit of leftover fried okra, which I actually like with my shrimp and grits, so I added that in. A little bit of extra Texas peat dust. All right, guys, so here's the final. Looks really good. Thanks for watching, guys.